Probably my favorite thing about the DC universe over the Marvel universe is the Lantern Corps. They started off with the Green Lantern Corps, an intergalactic police force, then the Yellow Lantern Corps, and then a bunch more after that. After taking a look around YouTube, there was really no videos about which anime character would hold which lantern ring. Or at least there was never a popular one that was made. For those of you who don't know, the light spectrum in the DC universe is linked to the emotional spectrum. Green is willpower, yellow is fear, and so on and so forth. I'm only going to have 2 rules for this list. Rule number 1 is I can only pick 1 character per anime so we don't make the list too repetitive, and rule number 2 is I can only choose characters from anime that I have seen. Let's start off with the Green Lantern Corps. In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might kneel before my power. Green Lantern's light. Okay, choosing a wielder for the Green Lantern ring was really hard. Not because there's almost no character who can wield it in anime, it's because there's too many characters who can wield it in anime. Pretty much any shonen protagonist can use it. So I had to think long and hard who the perfect character to use it would be. But I think the perfect candidate is Deku from My Hero Academia nuts. Deku grew up in a world full of superheroes while he was pretty much the only one of his generation without a power. Yet he still had hope to become a superhero. That takes a ton of willpower. His quirk, One for All, also takes a lot of willpower to use. Not only because it's hard to control, but also, he knows that when he uses it, he's gonna hurt himself. He cares more about other people than his own well-being. And when a slime monster was attacking a bully from his school, other heroes wouldn't save him. Deku, a person with no powers, ran in to save him, while the other experienced heroes with superpowers didn't do anything, proving that Deku has a great resistance to fear. Speaking of fear, that's the lantern we're gonna cover next. In blackest day, in brightest night, may your fears be turned into light. Let those who try to stop what is right burn like my power, Sinestro's might. The Yellow Lantern Ring is powered by the emotion of fear. Now some of you may be thinking, well that sounds stupid, so a giant pussy has to wield the ring? That doesn't sound like it would make a very good soldier. But the thing is, the lantern actually feeds off the fear of the wielder's opponents. I can't exactly remember if it feeds off the fear of its wielder, but it doesn't really matter. Now, all of the lantern rings have similar powers to one another. They can all fly, shoot energy blasts, create hard light construct shields, but the Green Lanterns can make any hard light construct they want, such as trains, bulldozers, and other stuff. Other lanterns of other corps can do that too sometimes, but it's way easier for the Green Lantern Corps. The Yellow Lantern's unique power is making a hard light construct of their opponent's worst fear. And I can think of no better character who put fear in the entire world than Light Yagami. Some of you may say he should be a Black Lantern of Death, but the Black Lanterns don't exactly work that way. I'll explain why when I get to them. The Yellow Lanterns are all about fear, and Light put the fear of Kira in the entire planet. I like to think that he wouldn't use the ring immediately. I think he would use the Death Note at first, but when he's finally outed to be Kira, oh, I'm sorry, spoiler alert, he would use the Lantern Ring to get away, and then instead of using the notebook, he would use the Yellow Lantern Ring of Fear to control the planet. With blood and rage of crimson red, ripped from a corpse so freshly dead, together with our hellish hate, we'll burn you all. That is your fate. There are many characters throughout anime who get massive power boost from rage. I almost chose the nine-tailed fox from Naruto, but I honestly think Broly from the original DBZ Broly movies would be a much better candidate. He's so angry he can barely talk. Pretty much all he says is Kakarot. His father Paragus even made a machine to control his anger, and it completely failed. Some of you might ask me my opinion on the new Broly, but I haven't seen that movie yet. And even then, that version of Broly is so powerful, I highly doubt a Red Lantern Ring would give him any significant power boost. Broly already has crazy high defense, and with a red hard light construct shield defending him, his defense would be all that much greater. Plus, you know how Goku defeated him by punching him in the heart? Well, guess what? The Red Lantern actually replaces its wielder's heart. So punching a hole through his chest really wouldn't do all that much. Also, Red Lanterns have a unique ability to spit napalm out of their mouth. Maybe he would spit it out every time he said the word Kakarot. I don't know. Now, there's actually 2 Orange Lantern Corps oaths. The first one is, what's mine is mine, and mine and mine and mine, and mine and mine and mine and mine and mine and mine and mine, not yours. And the second one is more like the others. This power is mine. It is my light, be it bright of day or black of night. I lay claim to all that falls within my sight. To take what is mine, that is my right. The Orange Lantern Ring of Greed can be worn by pretty much anyone. It's a parasitic ring. Once it goes on you, it really doesn't matter how greedy you are, because it will make you greedy. Still, I think this ring would be perfect for Greed from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. He's literally the embodiment of greed. It would be perfect for him. Greed has regeneration powers, and he can make his body harder than graphene. With a hard light construct barrier over that, good luck taking this guy down. Now, the Orange Lantern Ring's unique ability is it can make a hard light construct summon of anyone the Orange Lantern has killed. I believe Greed would use his ring to kill his brothers and sisters so he could use them as servants. In fearful day, in raging night, with strong hearts full, our souls ignite. When all seems lost in the war of light, look to the stars for hope burns bright. Now, the Blue Lantern Rings of Hope on their own are probably the weakest core. They have 2 unique abilities. Number 1 is when they're around a Green Lantern ring, both the Green Lantern and the Blue Lantern's power are increased. So yes, while the Blue Lanterns are very powerful if they work with a Green Lantern, alone the Blue Lanterns are probably the weakest lanterns. The Blue Lanterns can also remove a Red Lantern's ring without killing the Red Lantern. Now, I really wanted to use Alphonse from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood as the candidate for the Blue Lantern ring, but unfortunately I already used Greed from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. And as I said in the beginning, I'm not going to use 2 characters from the same anime. So instead, I'm going to use Alphonse from Fullmetal Alchemist the 2003 version. Yeah, I'm cheating, but I don't care. Alphonse never gave up hope on getting his original body back. And imagine alchemy backing up lantern power. For hearts long lost and full of fright, for those alone in blackest night, accept our rings and join our fight. Love conquers all with violet light. To wield the Star Sapphire Ring of Love, I'm gonna choose Sailor Moon. Why? Because she's a whammon, and mostly whammon wield the Star Sapphire Ring of Love. The unique ability of the Star Sapphire Ring of Love is teleporting to the one you love the most. Now, the Indigo Tribe of Compassion oath is in a different language, and I cannot speak it. There is a rough translation with it, but it sounds a little off. The Indigo Tribe of Compassion is probably my favorite Lantern Corps. They can teleport, but unlike the Star Sapphires, they can teleport anywhere they want. They can also mimic the abilities of other lantern rings. Now, the Indigo Rings are the most parasitic rings. They seek out those who have no compassion, such as the worst of criminals, and they make them regret everything they have ever done. While there are some exceptions, such as the Atom, most of the rings go on to people who have no compassion whatsoever. So for the candidate, I chose Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Why? Because we need a JoJo's character on this list. Dio already has a buttload of powers, and with the Indigo Ring giving him another buttload of powers, it would be easier to answer what he can't do than what he can do. The blackest night falls from the skies. The darkness grows as all light dies. We crave your hearts and your demise. Be my black hand, the dead shall rise. Unlike the other lantern rings, the black ring of death and the white ring of life are not on the emotional spectrum. The Black Lantern rings are parasitic and they can bring back to life someone who died or someone who died and came back to life. I think the absolute perfect choice for a Black Lantern is Orochimaru / Kobuto and all the ninjas they brought back to life. Honestly, the Ninja War arc in Naruto was kind of like the anime version of the Blackest Night storyline. In darkest day, in silent night, with souls full of light, crush those who bring blackest night. Be our hands, White Lantern's light. The White Lantern Ring is the most powerful lantern ring of all. You know how the Indigo Tribe of Compassion rings can mimic the power of other lantern rings? Well, the White Lantern Ring can also do that, plus go beyond the powers it's copying. Since Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach knows a lot about the life and death cycle, I think the White Lantern Ring would choose him. Plus, he has a lot of experience dealing with a whole bunch of different power sets, such as Soul Reaper, Hollow, Quincy, and even Fullbringer. So I think he would be able to handle all the different powers of the White Lantern Ring. So what do you guys think? Do you think you could choose a better candidate for a lantern ring than I picked? Do you think one of my choices made absolutely no sense? Please tell me in the comment section down below. Also a big thank you to Serpent Mythos for the new background.